What I love about this space is everybody that is here is focused on personal development. We all came here to receive messages from our peers, from connections we're about to make, from people we're just about to meet. And if you aren't into that personal development, you're probably connected with someone who is. Through that, what can happen is, because we're all focused on that personal development, we might be a little self-critical. We might be, oh, I'm not doing this good enough. I have to try harder. And sometimes we can use that as fuel, to fuel our ambition, to fuel our passions, which is great to work through some of those feelings. But is it depleting you at the same time? For some of you it is. And for others, this is just a new awareness. Your presence is your power. When you bring your awareness back into yourself, that is where you are most powerful. I'm going to encourage you all to just place your hand over your heart. And we're going to take some deep breaths together to bring you here in the now, not thinking about what's for supper 2 weeks from now or who you want to connect with across the room, just here and now. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. Releasing that self-imposed stress, that over-ambition, and allowing yourself to be in your present moment. And sometimes that's feeling frazzled because you didn't know what you were going to speak about, and it just happens, and that was also my story. The last few days were a little crazy.
We're all doing it.
But giving yourself that space to be in your moment. And sometimes that is in feeling overwhelmed with pride for someone taking steps for themselves. Sometimes it's wanting to reach your heart out to somebody because you know they maybe are having a hard time and they're trying to be strong.
Preach!
Yeah. And other places you're being hard with yourself, trying to be too strong, trying to get it all done, and not honoring your body's call for rest. I know I do it. So giving yourself those opportunities, your body has messages for you. Your body will tell you when you're tired, when you're excited. And even just taking a moment to reflect into yourself and ask, body, what messages do you have for me? You can ask on a regular basis, or if you just want to randomly because you're feeling really frazzled. But every time we take ourselves out of alignment, we feel more frazzled. When we have a friend that's coming at us with a bunch of information that maybe we didn't want to hear, but maybe there's some truth in it. Do we feel frazzled? Are we being hard on ourselves? Or can we let ourselves just receive it without needing to fix it? All of these things help you align with your whole self. And I know each and every person here has their own messages to bring. Maybe some of you will be getting up on the stage. I know I'm not the only one. Some of you might just feel really connected with one of the speakers here today and really vibe with their story. But allow yourself to feel those connections and allow yourself to be brave to reach out to the people that you feel called to. You know, the last time I was here at More Talks, I connected with a few people, and it has inspired so much as we connected farther. Being able to share stories with each other, see the similarities, and be that cheerleader for each other and just be ourselves. And I know Sherry is really amazing. Yeah, we all know that. We all know that. Yeah. But she brings this level of authenticity. to every situation, where she's just showing up as herself. And that's kind of what inspired the title of my talk today, was returning to yourself. Being able to feel your whole self. Perfect.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I was like, checking. I was like, ah. There's a little clock over here to keep me on time, and I was like, it wasn't going.
Here we go.
Sometimes returning to ourself can feel overwhelming. We have many people we want to make happy. We have people that we want to make proud. It may be our parents, it may be our coworkers, it may be our children. And sometimes being of service to the people we love is very beautiful. I highly recommend. But a lot of the times we can overgive to a place of sacrifice, which is depleting. And it's almost like we're showing up in these acts of service, hoping that they're going to pour back into us just a little bit. And that's where it gets challenging, because then expectations get involved into it, and we can really beat ourselves up in that space of depletion because we feel tired. So checking in with ourselves. I know in my past, maybe even still a little bit now, I frequently say yes really quick. Yes, I want to do that. I am a classic fire sign. Yes, I want to do that. Yes, we're going to do all the things. We're going to do it all at once.
Let's do more jobs.
And I know a few people that are business owners in here probably have done the same thing, which is all beautiful energy. But is everything a hell yes for you? That's the check-in. So what I have decided to do when it comes to things that are exciting is I give myself a 5-minute processing time. So when an opportunity comes up, I give myself 5 minutes before I respond with yes, unless I get a whole body hell yes. Not a, oh yeah, that sounds great. Oh, but I don't know if I really want to do that. Because when we can be our authentic self and we can show up for the people in our lives because we desire to, not because we are obligated to, that is returning to ourselves. And it allows the people we love and care about to also return to themselves. Maybe they needed help with a task, and they just asked the first person that always says yes, or their preference, but it doesn't mean they didn't have other people they could ask for help. So you could give them those opportunities to branch out into their network and nurture other connections by setting that boundary and being authentic with ourselves. Not always easy. The rewards of returning to ourselves, we start to release the tension we hold in our shoulders. Because that tension of carrying all that responsibility gets a little heavy sometimes. We release the tension in our lower back, in our hips. We don't make, I always make jokes. Once you hit 40, you make noises when you sit down and stand up. But oftentimes this comes from carrying these burdens for so long, these sense of responsibility and obligations. And I'm not saying that there's sometimes we don't need to show up and do things we don't want to do. I'm a mom of 4 kids, I get it. But could we show up just accepting that opportunity to show up with turning away the ones that aren't aligned and maybe don't feel like they're 100% for us, so that we can feel loose. Like, I know I've seen randomly in social media and magazines, there's these people in their 80s and they're probably more flexible than I've ever been in my whole life, and they're just crushing it. And I'm like, how do you do that? You know, they probably drink enough water every day too. Just saying.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
Preach. Yeah, preach.
Yeah. But giving yourself that opportunity to move your body and shake loose that sense of responsibility. Because oftentimes, I know me as an entrepreneur and a mother, I get thinking about a million and one things that I need to sort out and get lined up in a day that are all outside of myself. And we spin. It builds anxiety. And if we just gently bring ourselves back so that we're aware in our body, and I can still show up and do the dishes, but if I'm doing the dishes and thinking about what's for supper, and I'm thinking about, oh, I haven't even done my speech yet, but here I am doing it.
Yay!
Yeah. It gives us that opportunity to just be gentle with our body.
Preach.
Yeah. Because there's so many times we use our body for productivity. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to do this. Oh, I haven't done this enough. I need to get to the gym. Oh, and the cycle of I should. But maybe you just need to should on yourself less. So giving yourself those opportunities to return to yourself, to be gentle with your body and honor your authentic expression while still being kind and compassionate for the people that you love. That's where the magic sauce is. So thank you so much, Sherry.